Before we get started, I just wanted to say, hello, Freak Show. I know I haven't posted in months at this point, but I hope this video was worth the wait. I have so much to share, maybe too much to share. Love y'all and thanks so much for 62 subs. Also recorded a good portion of this video in the early morning because ADHD go brr. Also, a quick disclaimer before we start. This video is not to defend Disney. That corporation can get fucked. This video is to bring up some arguments against Pixar. Any and all animators are to be respected here. Win or Lose is my favorite show. Created by Michael Yates and Carrie Hobson and produced by Pixar Animation Studios, Win or Lose is an absolutely peak show that made me cry at least 8 times by the end. Okay, that may be an exaggeration, but still. But for some reason, it didn't get nearly as much attention as it deserved. While channels like Daz Reviews and Spilling the Milk have made numerous videos on it, nearly no one I personally know have heard of it. If I was lucky, someone would say they might have seen an ad for it a while ago, but that was really it. But that's not the main topic of this video, though trust me, I will make a full review/analysis on it eventually. We're here to talk about something slightly different. Oh, you know, just these little movies called Elio and Turning Red. Let's not kid ourselves. We all know why we're here right now. I want to talk about some points people had about Pixar that just don't make sense to me. I'll be talking about art style, stories, target audience, and more if I find anything else while in production. Let's start off with Cherry Blossom Iced Tea! Cherry Blossom Ice. Okay, I just want to apologize for that. I did not mean to blow y'all's eardrums like that. But anyways, one of the main things I've seen that people have an issue with is Pixar's most common art style nowadays, known more commonly as Cal Arts, seems to be Pixar's new art style that they've chosen. And honestly, I don't see an issue with it. It's not promoting any harmful stereotypes, it's literally just a style. For example, here's some Win or Lose fan art I found on Pinterest. There's literally nothing wrong with these art styles at all. They're all very beautiful and talented, and come from very talented artists. In my opinion, if your top critique of a piece of animated media is the art style, I immediately stop giving a shit about your opinion. Like, straight up. When there's an animated show or something like Hazbin Hotel, for example, that I don't like, it's because of the story, not the animation or the art. The next thing I want to talk about is another thing I've seen people complain about is the story writing. Me, myself, I really don't have any issue with it. Same with the art style. Not everyone is going to like it, and if you don't like it, that is completely okay. As a writer myself, I write stories for me and for people like me. It's not for specific people. It's not for people that aren't going to support me for my interests and my hobbies. Also, this is kind of a side tangent, but can I just say how much I fucking hate Vanessa? Like, I get it, she's a single mom, but as the eldest child of a single disabled mother, that's no excuse. Her daughter literally almost got ran over because she wasn't watching her or was too tired or something to watch her. I don't know, I haven't seen the full thing quite yet. I just heard this from a friend of mine. Anyways, I am so sorry. We went off on a severe side tangent there, but I saw someone, I can't remember their name, but they were talking about Pixar having an obsession with trauma, which honestly makes absolutely no fucking sense. Again, as a writer myself, you cannot have a compelling story and not have the characters have some form of trauma, or at least some motivation for what they're doing. It helps us to relate to our main characters, and it gives us a reason to root for them. The next thing I wanted to talk about is
my boyfriend is wearing a fucking suit to his office.
Like I mentioned earlier, you can't create something for everyone or that everyone will like. You have to have a certain target audience. And you also don't have to stick to that audience for years or for as long as you're creating stuff. As long as you're passionate about it and as long as it has soul, you can create literally anything for any type of audience. Also, just real quick, at the time of this recording, or in this video, we have officially reached 25 voiceovers. It's 2 a.m. Anyways, like I've been saying, my main point of this video is you can't really get upset over something that isn't made for you or for people like you. That's like ordering something online that you know you don't like and then getting upset when it actually arrives. It doesn't make sense. Pixar isn't losing its touch. You just aren't their target audience anymore. And that is perfectly fine. So now that we've got all these sections covered, I want to basically do a wrap up, and you can skip to this part of the video if you just want a quick wrap up or a quick little summary of everything we've just talked about. Also, this next bit is just going to be my general thoughts and feelings on Win or Lose and Turning Red. Not Elio because I have not finished it yet. My first impression of Ewan was scrolling through TikTok and finding some clips of him, which kind of made me feel like he was just a kid, but in a way that was kind of annoying. And don't get me wrong, like, Ewan is my favorite character in this whole show, and I actually relate to him in a lot of ways. I really don't know how to feel about him. I just think that he's an insecure little kid that doesn't know how to grow up yet. When I say that Taylor is a fucking bitch and I hate her, I'm not remotely joking. Not only is she just, oh my god, not only is she an irresponsible sister, but she's also a frickin' terrible girlfriend. Also, this is day 2 of me working on this at this point, and I was up until 3 a.m. last night. So, if my tone sounds a bit odd at certain points in the video, it's because I'm fucking tired as shit. Anyways, here's some more things I saw.
So the first thing we need to do...
I literally just heard about this, like, last night, right after I stopped to take a break from editing and sleep. I came across a YouTube short of this guy named Opinionated Bacon talking about how Pixar has a lack of masculine characters. I just, like... This makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. I'm sorry, it really doesn't. Like, dude! He brought up 2 characters from Win or Lose, and that was Frank Brown and Coach Dan. Brian, Ewan. Do these 2 not exist? Like, oh my god. Yeah, we have to move on before I genuinely start tweaking the fuck. Also, real quick, I just wanted to say that by this point, we have officially reached the 10-minute mark, making this the longest video I have ever made so far. In my opinion, Taewon is kind of like Funny Bunny in a way. I make that comparison because, to me, Ewan is a lot like Jax. He acts cocky and arrogant as a front, almost as a way to protect himself from further hurt. Like he knows she'll give up on him eventually, just like everyone else. But when she reassures him that she wasn't going anywhere, he lets his guard down. but then it all falls apart simply because he fucked up. Also, I literally just noticed this, but whenever Ewan's like anxious or nervous in some way, his hand is always on his chest in some form, or near it at least. Here's just a few examples I found while watching the show. I don't really have anything else to add to this other than it kind of helps support my headcanon that he's autistic or has ADHD or is neurodivergent in some way. Just to explain, this might be his way of stimming or self-soothing, because that's what a lot of neurodivergent people, including myself, do when they're anxious or stressed or having some form of meltdown or are in sensory overload. Also, by this point, my tablet physically cannot handle any more storage. So I'm going to have to end it here, but I will make a part 2 soon. Love y'all, and bye-bye.